Yeah, it pretty much seems that everywhere you seem to go, it seems like they're just trying to get rid of any kind of modifications to any car, everything. Pretty much if you drive anything that's not stock anywhere nowadays, it seems like you're gonna get hassled and harassed, and unfortunate as it is, it's the way that things are right now, and hopefully they can change. All you can really do is go out and, I don't know, you get a VI, you get a VI, you may turn it back to stock, pass the VI, and get right back to it.
All right, picture this. It's a night drive, sun's long gone down. You guys know the feeling. All you can hear, all that's on your mind is the pitch of your engine that you've worked so hard for the last year just to get on the road, you know, just to have it running the way you want. Out of nowhere, you get a feeling of dissatisfaction. You're thinking somebody's watching you, you're thinking somebody's out to get you, someone's plotting against you, but you look around, you look in your rear view, there's no flashing lights, there's nobody's road raging around you, everything is actually kind of calm for once. You've got your engine, it's working, it's on the road, you have nothing to be anxious about, but you still have that feeling. This is modern life in the modern car world, okay? Now, what does this have to do with the Toyota Crown? Traditionally, a Toyota Crown, as we see here, very nice example. Thanks, Taylor, for bringing it out. You know, I don't know about you guys, but I've never rolled up next to a Crown and been frightened by some flames that's shooting out the back, or because the driver has, you know, gotten a little overzealous coming out of a corner, let's say, and is halfway sideways into the oncoming lane. That just doesn't happen with Toyota Crowns. Or maybe it does. Hell, maybe it does. Traditionally, that experience is reserved for, you know, we all know them, big single turbo FDs. You've got your JZs with way too much power than the owner knows what to do with. We've all met those guys. But not here in the Toyota Crown. The Toyota Crown is a very subdued experience where that is not to be expected from it, right? We know the saying, drop a gear and disappear, okay? You're out cruising with a friend, somebody eggs you on, you're in a car that elicits such a response that you're gonna drop the gear. Next thing you know, you've hit speeds that you didn't even know your car could hit, and you get that rush, you're like, did we just get away with that? You're looking in your rear view, we just got away with that. The adrenaline hits, and you got away with something that you shouldn't have gotten away with. And that is why we build and drive cars, okay? Well, you guys build the cars, I drive them. When you're booting a car like that, a sports car that was built to do that, you expect something bad to happen. You expect to get pulled over. You expect the unexpected. So when it doesn't happen, you have that immediate feeling of, oh, we just got away with something again. We just played the game and we won. Where is the Crown today in the modern, you know, climate of modified cars and what I would like to call the war on modified cars? And how does it all fit in, okay? How do I see this all playing out over the next few years? We all know the best driving games, or the best Need for Speed games specifically, were the ones with cops, were the ones with pursuits, okay? Need for Speed High Stakes, Need for Speed Most Wanted, all of these games had police officers, except for Underground 2. Except for Underground 2. Best Need for Speed tuner game in existence ever made. Fight me on it, okay? Other than that, those are the best games. Why? Okay, because there's something at stake. There's an enemy, okay? It's not just we're in this to modify the cars, to drive the cars. There is an enemy that exists, okay? Let's bring in another video game, Grand Theft Auto. We all know Grand Theft Auto. Here is the big difference. Cops in Grand Theft Auto, you can whip past a cop in Grand Theft Auto, any GTA game, at like 200 miles an hour. They won't bat an eye. They don't even notice you. Guess what? Guess why, you guys? Because they have better shit to do. They have better things to do, okay? Grand Theft Auto is a world full of all sorts of unspeakable acts that I will not discuss here on Roads Untraveled, but you guys know what's going on in that world, okay? But what will happen is you'll immediately get a star or 2 or 3 stars for knocking some guy over accidentally, and he spills his coffee, and he's offended, and he goes and complains to the police officers. Next thing you know, you got helicopters, the whole deal. We all know how that ends. Okay, in Need for Speed, the cops don't have anything better to do. They're going after speeders. So you go past a little bit fast and you're getting pinched, okay?
My name is Taylor Goundry. This is my 2000 Toyota Crown. It's got a 1JZ GTE in it. And yeah, this is pretty much it. It's a custom-made wide body. It's got pretty much everything is pretty rare on it. The thing is, like, I don't know, none of this kit has any even like a name. Like, nobody can even find out what the front lip is. It's a mystery still. Running 12-inch rear wheels and pretty much just trying to get it as low as possible and drive around and have fun. Yeah, so for interior, I've pretty much just got energy quick release, Momo steering wheel, wood grain. I've got Greddy boost gauges. And yeah, other than that, everything else is pretty much stock, other than a head unit. Every piece on this body kit is held together with zap straps right now because the way that it sits and how low it is, side skirts and bumpers come off multiple times of drive, and I don't know. We bang up a side skirt, buy a new one, get another one made up, and yeah, back to it. It's worth it. Worth it to be low, for sure. Something different about it. It's not everybody's style, but to each their own, really. If I had 10K to drop in this thing, first thing would be manual swap, and then I'd be pulling the motor and hopefully making a reliable 500 is the goal. Like to have a nice car that's slammed on the ground that I can continue to drive around and have fun, but still pull on people that wouldn't really expect it. Have a big body JDM car that can beat most other cars is really the goal. Eventually be able to take it to the track and slide it around and have some fun with it.
So as far as Taylor's Crown specifically goes, now this is the kind of the last generation of Crown that I would say that was part of the real 90s era, the golden era of JDM cars. This was right before they became, started to look like a modern Toyota. Still had their own unique style, but it's really cool because the Crown had, of course, Crown, kings get crowns, and this is again why the war on modified cars has begun with cars like this, because they're easy to target and they're at the top. They're the kings. They're the visual, they're the ones you see first, okay? They're the visual suspects, shall we say, of our culture here. But Taylor's car, really rad. It's got obviously a turbo 1J under the hood. I'm not shifting, it is not a manual example. Now Taylor, he has a daily, so he's got time to work on this car and do what he wants with it. His plans, sorry Taylor, if this is like somehow a secret, maybe it's just you and your friends who know this, but Taylor's gonna be manual swapping this car probably with a late 350Z CD09 gearbox. That's a 6-speed, the stronger version of that 6-speed transmission, in favor of the R154 from, let's say, the Supra or any number of other Toyota cars, manual cars that that transmission came out of. So big plans for this car. Obviously with 500 wheel horsepower or somewhere around there, you're probably gonna have to raise the car up a little bit. But 500 horsepower in a car like this, that looks like this, you don't normally expect it. As I kind of said earlier, you don't normally see Crowns kicking it sideways on on-ramps or anything like that. Shout out Colton, Drifts and Lifts. Crazy rare Greddy gauges here that Taylor was showing me. And then he's got his like rev limiter. He can customize all that stuff on the left here. So he's ready. I mean, he's totally ready for the power. I love seeing old, rare, used JDM parts on cars like this. Because it's not just your cookie cutter, oh, you saw an Instagram ad for some new startup JDM style company that has no style whatsoever. So to have these Greddy gauges in the car is kind of cool. It's kind of a throwback to the time. And as well, he's got a very modern touchscreen double DIN unit in here, but it still has that factory kind of plastic that comes down here, so you don't really know that anything's modified is going on with it. Kind of keeps that OEM look. He also has put these paddle shifters on here, which he's begun to wire up. They do not work currently, which is why I'm not shifting myself. Ooh, a little bit of burnt rubber. Comes with the territory. I mean, guys like this are constantly, like, I don't know if you guys know how much work goes in to keeping a, let's say, a stance car like this, a VIP style car like this, curtains and everything, on the road and not just completely falling apart. I mean, it is constant maintenance. Yes, the 1JZ is one of the most reliable turbo Japanese motors one can get their hands on, but it's not really that you're concerned about. Your reliability just comes in the body parts and the rubbing and keeping the tires away from your fenders and whatever else kind of, minor adjustments that you literally have to make on a day-to-day basis. But the thing is about the 1J, you really don't need to do much to get good power. I mean, the car is already plenty quick. Again, this car isn't all about speed.
I started off with a Mark V GTI on bags, always been into building cars. I've had multiple cars since then, and I've always wanted something JDM and right-hand drive. And then this ended up coming up for sale for the right price and jumped right on it and haven't looked back since. Couldn't be happier with it. And the owner that had it before, that imported it, took an absolute beauty care of it, and yeah, now it's my turn. Usually I drive around with a Chaser. That's one of my buddies, Jarrett's. That's pretty much our 2 JDM cars from Ladner, and we're always out taking photos and hanging out. And at older meets before COVID and everything, when there used to always be the cliques and the groups, but now it seems like everybody's sort of opening up to each other. You got a lot more of like the Euro guys coming over and asking about the JDM cars and looking more into it. And hell, I've been through JDM, Euro, I've had pretty much everything, and I got nothing bad to say about any of them. There's not really no reason to bash anybody else's cars. Everybody's in it just to build cars and have fun. Yeah, big body drift cars, VIP drift cars are definitely what I'm most interested in. I feel like those are the coolest cars to slide around and see sliding around. Anything big and turboed, pretty much. Yeah, oh yeah, I've only had this car for a couple months, and even in that time, the amount of people and JDM community that I've met and just people reaching out and trying to help has been unreal. There's constantly people that always want to come out, take photos, take videos. Yeah, right-hand drive, going through drive-thrus and anywhere in North America isn't really a possibility, so you gotta make sure you keep your good old trusty tongs so you can reach across and get your drinks and your food and never have to worry about that.
Okay, I like to think of the Toyota Crown as the S-Class of the JDM world. Back in Japan, when these cars were new, they flew under the radar. People who bought Crowns originally were people who flew under the radar. The opposite is happening here, specifically here in BC, as we're able to import these cars now. These things are a symbol of style and a symbol of substance. Tucked wheels, stretched tires, a little bit of negative camber here and there. It's just what people do with these cars, and Taylor's done a good job here, honestly, so far. Not a whole lot of rubbing. The front bumper has not torn off. The rear sides, or the side skirts have not ripped off, and nothing catastrophic has happened. The car actually drives fairly nice, and it looks sick while doing it. It's personal expression, okay? It's your own way of putting the way you live on the outside of a car without having to scream down the road at 200 kilometers an hour. You know, some people drive fast, some people drive slow. The Crown is a vehicle of few words. It's a vehicle of low, slow beats, okay? There's a certain aura that comes with a Crown. People see a Crown like this, like Taylor's, and they wonder what the owner's up to. They wonder what's going on. They wonder if there's something more to it. We all know, or I would hope you guys know as car enthusiasts, what is going on with the EPA down in the United States, which is currently we're here in Canada, I'm looking at the United States right over there within eye shot. What the EPA is trying to do over there in terms of effectively shutting down. They want to shut down the enthusiast car communities, the aftermarket, not only the aftermarket, not only what you see on the outside here, what you see on the road, but they're going after, and this is why we need to begin bringing this to light, and which is why I'm making this video, is because they're not only just going after the cars, now they're going after the businesses and the families that make up the core of this industry, okay? That make up the livelihood of all who are about the automotive life, etc. People getting pulled over just because of the way the car looks. Now, you've got to take it, car enthusiasts, we care about our cars more than anyone. That's at the core of it, okay? So when you look at Taylor's car here, Taylor looks at this car, walks around it, hears things, sees things that most people would never even notice, okay? And yes and no, does that always make a safer car or a car that won't necessarily just like fall apart? No, I've seen just as many terribly put together builds as you guys have, okay? It's easy to come after the low and slow, the ones that are just cruising the beach. You guys, I'm speaking to whoever's handing out all these vehicle inspections, whoever's targeting these modified cars that aren't doing anything, that aren't even breaking the law most of the time. You're being lazy. You are being lazy, okay? Find something better to do. Find something better to do. You know the real problem? You know what you should, you know the real illegal things going on here? Speeding, driving under the influence, driving impaired. Those are the things that are the laws in which police officers should be going about and should be targeting. That's fair game. I know some people that don't stop, but 99% of the people out there are not idiots, and when you see flashing lights in the rear view, unless you're on a turbo Busa or something, you're gonna stop. And then you can laugh at the cop, you guys can have a conversation and enjoy the moment and be like, hey, this is the game we're both playing. The police officer is just an employee of the people. It's just another person. It's not, it's not the government. The person at your window is not the government. The person at your window is another human being that is an employee of the people. Okay, they're there to protect the people. They're there to keep our lives in check and that was the wrong way to put it. That's absolutely not what they're there to do. They're to keep us safe, the general public safe, and to keep society running and functioning in a somewhat normal manner. So it really is sad. Come on, you guys, play the game with us. If you want to set up radar, you want to set up laser on our favorite back roads, come at me. Come at me, okay? Some people will be ready, others won't be, and when you get those guys, you got them. Pinch their car, take their car away. Don't give up. Don't yell, don't get angry. Talk to these officers. This is how we come to some sort of community agreement. Again, these are just people, okay? Have some decency, be polite, talk to these officers, see where their head's at, see where they're coming from. Let's bring in a bunch of data. People are getting VI'd all over the place and getting their cars pulled off the road here locally. Let's just talk. Let's get this dialogue going. If you guys see anything out of the ordinary, or you guys want to tell me about any experiences you've had, please DM me on Instagram or comment below here on YouTube. Yep. If you want to talk to Taylor, well, you guys already know, if it doesn't get shut down, Market Crossing is back. It's official. It's not my meat. It's not our meat. People just show up at Market Crossing. If you know what it is, you know what it is. If you don't, you don't. Go hit up Taylor on Instagram and, ask him questions about the car. If you see him at Market Crossing, if you see me at Market Crossing, heck, I don't go every week, but if I do go, let's talk, let's chat. That's what the car community is all about, and that's how #we rebuild you guys, okay? Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit me up on Instagram at Roads Untraveled. You can kind of see what we're shooting on a day-to-day basis. Lots more cool cars coming up, and just hit the notification bell if you don't want to miss any of these videos, you guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I know today's video was a little bit of a rant. We're not going down without a fight. We'll see you guys next time.